But let's go to Jason Tatarnic now. Thanks, Tarts, for waiting through this. And I appreciate you offering to come on because I'll be honest with you, I don't entirely understand the significance of BC Hockey League separating from the CJHL. I'm no dummy. I have a rough idea, but you know far more about it. And this isn't new to you, this concept. So what can you tell us?
No, it's not new to me. Obviously, being part of the league as a coach there for a number of years, it's always been a discussion. I think it mostly stems from the national championship tournament, just the date and the timing of it. And I think they feel that's when attendance is the largest for them during playoffs. So, I think if it's a decision that they want to break away from the CJHL, or fine. But if it's really just about the national tournament, just give the reasons why exactly, and move on.
Wait a minute, that makes not a lot of sense to me. You're talking about the Royal Bank Cup, now the Centennial Cup, is the reason behind them wanting to leave?
Well, I think there's some appetite to not play in that tournament, right? Based on economics, and I agree with it in the sense, from a business sense, that that's the best part of the year for attendance numbers, and you're kind of leaving and you're going to the national championship. But at the end of the day, you're part of Hockey Canada, you're part of the CJHL, and those are the dates that are set, and it is what it is.
Well, I'm sure that's part of it. But I want to tell the Alberta viewers and the people that are saying, Rod, no, you don't understand. The AJHL has denied what you're saying about the 4 teams from Alberta that are going to go to BC. One of those teams, Tarts, said, we're out and these 3 are coming with us. So I'm like, let's just wait and see, okay, before anybody says that I'm wrong. But what has been explained to me is they're tired of losing players to the USHL and the perception that the USHL is a much better league than any junior A league in Canada, let alone the BCHL. And this is about competition and perception and a player attraction.
Okay, so if we're going to compare the USHL to any junior team or junior league in our country, I don't mind saying it. They're far ahead than us. The USHL, at the end of the season of a USHL roster, maybe there might be 1 or 2 players that are not committed to a U.S. school out of a 23-man roster. And usually they're not committed because they might be waiting. They're a younger player, or it might be an academic issue, or they've played pro hockey somewhere. You look at the draft picks the USHL produces. I believe they had 54 NHL picks last year. The year before they had 59. I believe they had 10 first-round picks in that draft. So, if you ask me, if you want my honest opinion, the USHL is a much better league than any of our Tier 2 leagues. It's at par with major junior in Canada.
So fair. And boy, did that just open up a can of worms, as you know. I guess so. But you said you coached in BC for years, which you did, in Chilliwack. Is there not a perception in this country that BC is the best junior A league? And that's why they're separating, because they want to go another notch higher to attract better players. That's what I've been told. It's to rival the USHL. So, USHL is better, but the BCHL thinks that they can get to that level. Is that possible?
No, it's not. Just the USHL is the premier league in the United States, and just look at the sheer numbers of players playing in the USA right now. It's a numbers game. That's their best league in their country. In Canada, we have the CHL, which is deemed the best league in our country, and it's I think there's players in the BCHL that are very good top end players that are just as good as USHL players, but overall, the depth of those USHL teams that's the difference.
So the interesting thing too, and when you coached in Chilliwack, it was the Chiefs, correct? Not the Bruins?
The Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, you said you'd heard this talk going way back then, and you weren't in favor of it then. So I guess when you saw this report come out the other night, you weren't shocked, right? Like this has been brewing for a while.
Yeah, it's been brewing, and I'm not shocked, but I don't think the BCHL wants to withdraw from Hockey Canada. I think they want to be part of Hockey Canada still, and I think with the CJHL, there's some very good, there's some positive things about the being part of that group, and there's some things that they have to improve on too. Just like any league or any organization, there's always room for improvement. So I can understand some of their frustrations with certain things, but at the end of the day, the CJHL is the governing body of all of us, and there's got to be rules and regulations, and everyone has to agree on them. If one league doesn't agree with the rules, then that's just the way it goes. You're just one vote in the governing body. And, for example, the CJHL, before the CJHL came through, I'll use the trades for example. There was players being traded for $25,000. That's getting out of hand, and the CJHL put a stop to it. And, I think the way the trading rules and the player movement is right now across the country is fair to everyone, and that stopped the craziness.
Well, that explains why your league president would have said yesterday, this is unfortunate, and what you're telling us is that this is potentially the highway to hell for the BC Hockey League, right? So am I summing that up correctly?
No, I don't think I think it's a tough decision to make. You're kind of in a hard spot. Okay, do we break away from Hockey Canada? Okay, where do we get referees now? Where do we get insurance? So there's a lot of hoops that way if you ever decide to break away from Hockey Canada. But I don't think their intent is to break away from Hockey Canada. I think they have some issues with the CJHL, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. And I think, though, like if there's some decisions that have been made that don't favor your league or the direction you want to go, well, you agreed to join the CJHL, and that's just, those rules and regulations set out, and you have to follow them. And there may be things that I don't like personally, or the SM Bruins might not like, or the SJHL, but that's the way it is. Maybe I want 9 20-year-olds playing for the SM Bruins, and the rule's 8. Well, the rule's 8, and I'm going to have to go by it.
Right. I got you. Well, Tarts, we're going to let you go. I appreciate all this insight, man. It was a different way of looking at it than I had. So thanks for this, and glad to hear that you will be on the ice, we believe, in the fall. Sorry that you had to go through this, but it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. A little disappointing. The variant played a role, but the one thing I do want to set the record straight on is, you heard the hotel thing that came up with the decision being, a sticky point, but that's a simple phone call from government to, Bill Chowder, our committee, and we had one hotel take over. If we needed to take another hotel over completely, that's an easy fix. So same thing all comes down to communication and talk things out.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks, Jason.
Okay, have a great day, Rod.
You too, sir. The head coach and general manager of the Estevan Bruins, Jason Tatarnic, joined